tonight we're in the barn and we are building our bee feeder boxes for the winter, for winter feeding for our bees, which we will do another video of what we feed them with and how to fill them up for the winter and why this is such a good way to feed your bees in the winter. So, if you check back on my channel, you'll see when I cut these boards with the table saw. These are the sides of it. And the flat part was cut with the circular saw. And the measurement is 16 by 20. The boards were 14 and a half by 20. Okay, so we're going to put them together. And so we put the cut sides up of these boards, like so. And we're going to staple them together. I don't really have to worry about them being on the board yet, just stapling them together. Okay, so now this is all screwed in. I put staples. 2 staples on each corner. Now we're going to staple it onto the top. So we go like this, and we're going to flip it over. And just make sure it's on there and square as best you can be. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know what I mean. That's pretty good. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to staple it around. Whoa. So we don't need many staples, just a few around the edges. Okay, oh, I forgot this one. Okay, so now, there you go. So now, this is your top feeder board. Now, okay, so now what we put in here is we buy insulation just from your local hardware store. You can buy it anywhere. And it looks like this. Actually, it's in a big piece, of course, and then you cut it. So just like those big pieces right there, okay? And then we cut it to the size we need it. Because then the silver side is going to go up. And it's going to fit in here, right like this, okay? And then what we do to cover up the sides and to stick it in here, we use some silicone. Now you may ask, why do you put insulation on top of when you're going to put the food in here? Well, that's a good question. The answer is, in the winter, when you're anywhere in the building, in the beehive as well, heat rises, right? It always rises. So the bees, if you want to help keep your hive warm, it's not necessarily wrapping the sides. The heat's not going to go off the sides. It's going to go at the top. So we put the insulation at the top. This is very hard to squirt up. So we put the insulation at the top, and then the food is going to go right over top of this, which I will show you when we make the food, okay? So check back on my channel, of course, to watch when we do that. And so this is going to be a really great thing. So you just go around the side, all 4 sides, and I can show you what one looks like that is already done. So you don't have to watch me do all the sides. So here it is. This was one we actually did from last year because we only had 3 hives last year, so we have 11 this year, so that's why we're having to make so many more. But,
all right.
Okay, but so this is, like I said, was one from last year. That's why it looks a little bit different and it looks a little older, right? The ones that we're doing. But Also, the next step that we'll do after I do that is that you need to make them a little notch because they need a way to get in and out, of course. If they are on the outside and they want to come in this way to get right to the food, they can do that. So you must leave a notch or they're going to have a hard time getting to it. So then once it's done, and then, well, I'm not going to tell you about the food because you'll have to watch my video when we make the food. But this is what the feeder board is for winter feeding of bees. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye.